Hello, I welcome you all, my dear students. I'm your Tharun sir. In this today's English, we are going to learn about the poem part of 6th unit, biodiversity. The last class that we have dealt is related to our environment, in which we have studied about Wangari Maathai and the interview which was conducted by NHK Radio. But today, we are going to learn poem which is Or Will the Dreamer Wake. The topic is Or Will the Dreamer Wake. This poem was written by Medora Chivelia. Medora Chivelia, she is a woman, belongs to 21st century. And you know what? Her writings, her novels, her poems, short stories, and whatever she has been writing in English literature, they all are focused on contemporary issues or contemporary themes of this world. And she is very keen on our environment and the survival of the man. All right, students, in this poem, we are going to learn what she was much concerned. And you know what? The topic is very clear. Or will the dreamer wake? Or is a conjunction here. Whatever we are in the first line, but still, or will the dreamer wake? Who is the dreamer here? Students who are not at all responsible, being human beings, they are not at all responsible for this very environment. You know what? Human species, human race, today is the most dominated species on the earth, right? So, because our selfish deeds are to make our life so comfortable, what is going on? We are cutting down trees, all right? We are taking the shelter of the animals. We are taking the shelter of the animals. Today, we have polluted the air. We have polluted the water, we have polluted the soil, we have polluted everything on the earth. So this woman, this poetess, Medora Chivelia, she writes with the heart-touching lines, pointing all the 4 directions of the earth. What are the 4 directions of the earth, students? East, west, north, south. In this poem, we are going to learn how the animal species are really becoming extinct and why animals are becoming extinct is the point she raised in this definite poem, Or Will the Dreamer Wake? Or will the dreamer wake? Who is the dreamer here? We all. The man is the dreamer here. Students, let us have the first stanza. Out in the east, the jungle listens. The tigress plaintive growls in pain. The great trees hear her breathing, shaking inside her still. All right? The new lives wait. These cups could be the last ones. This cup would be the last ones ever to freely live and roam and mate. Or our grandchild knows that tiger never, or will the dreamer wake? So this stanza, with the finest words, she is more focused first on the direction of east. Students, she talks in the first stanza that, you know, out in the east, oh my dear man, out in the east, very far in the jungles, very far in the jungles, you know what? The tigress, female tiger is called tigress. The tigress is plaintive. You know, plaintive means sadness inside, the grief she is holding out, holding in. And also, she grows in much pain. So here the tigress is worrying. The poetess is saying that in the east jungles, the tigress are in sad condition. They're not living happily. You know what? the tigress, inside the tigress, in the womb of the tigress, there are still cubs waiting. And this tigress, you know what? It's worrying a lot. It's groaning in the pain. Because why a tigress has to worry a lot? And its pain, the pain of the tigress is only heard by the trees in the jungle. Trees only can hear the growling, the pain of the tigress. Why so? What is the question here? What is really bothering the tigress? Students, you know what? Today, if we look around, the number of tigers became very less. Not only in the East jungles, in our India also, students, most of the responsible citizens of India have conducted Save Tigers campaign. They even had different governments and different people who are really fighting to save the tigers, because these tigers became extinct even in our India, not only in the eastern countries or the eastern jungles in the world, but also in our India. Why this Medora, she's really stressing out this, you know, man. Finally, the man is responsible for that. How can a man really give pain to a tigress, students? Yes, exactly. You know what? We are cutting down the trees. Yes. If we cut down the trees from the faraway jungles to build our homes, for our furniture, for our shelter, then where the tiger has to go? Under one tree, you know what? There are million species are living out. And also animals take rest under the shade of trees, right? And above the trees, the birds live, they build nests. If we go on cutting the trees in the jungles, where must a tiger has to go? Second thing, there is no food available. There is no food available for the tigers. Then how could it be able to feed its own babies now? That is the question. You know what? The tigress is really feeling pain inside. Still, the cubs are inside, you know. It is worrying that where I have to take my children, where I have to place them under shelter for protection, what I have to feed with. And you know what? There is no more number of tigers available to mate. Even if the population of the tigers has to be increased, then it has to be male and female tigers, and tigress must be equal. But there is outnumbered species available for this tigress. What it can do? Slowly, the number of tigress or tigers has become less. That's why, you know what? The last line says that, last before line, to freely live and, you know what? To freely live and roam and mate. To freely live and roam and mate. It says that it has no place or enough space to freely live and roam. First point. Second point, there is no food available to feed its babies, and there is no enough tigers available to mate, to increase its population, to have its own life. There is no space to freely live, freely roam, and also freely mate. So that's why Medora says that far in the east, The tigress pains are being here by only jungle trees, the trees in the jungle. Because you know what? One day, our grandchild, like this generation, my first generation, my children, second generation, and my children's children would be third generation. They are grandchildren, okay, grandchildren of mine. So now, my dear 10th standard students, our grandchildren may never know that there used to be tigers. Nowadays, we say like there used to be dinosaurs. Like some couple of years ago, thousands of years ago, there used to be creatures called dinosaurs. The fossils have been discovered by these archaeologists departments all over the world. Now dinosaurs are seen anywhere? Nowhere the dinosaurs are available. Like same as dinosaurs, the tigers are going to be extinct. So now, or will the dreamer wake? Our grandchild never knows, did the tiger exist? Or will the dreamer wake? This is the first stanza, students. This is the first stanza. The first stanza is the pains of tigress, the sufferings of tigress. Now second one, not. As I told you, Medora, she discussed about the directions. In directions, she's talking about the animal species, students. So now, in the north, you know, North Pole, which is entirely covered with snow, and the melting point is really minus degrees there, you know. So what happened, you know, in the north? Let us see. Let me read this. Okay. Far in the north, the white bear snuffles. Down in her lair, the gleaming snow. She waits for all the life she's making. Outside, the crashing glaciers grow. These cups could be the last cups ever to freely live and roam and wait. Our grandchild knows the white bear never, or will the dream awake. Got it, students? So now we are going to talk about polar white bears. You know what? In snow, polar white bears, these bears feed on fishes like flowing water streams. It catches directly the fishes. You must have already watched many a Discovery Channel or National Geographic Channel, students. You can see very beautiful looking, snow, like its fur is shading in white color, like you know what, white bears. So actually now what happened to the white bears in the north? It's snuffling in the sense, you know what, it couldn't breathe properly. Why it is not breathing properly? Because there is no strength in the bear. And also what, there is a lot more pain in the bears that it is waiting for the proper climatic zone. Their cups are there, but there is no favorable conditions available. There is no food because, you know, the ice glaciers are breaking down due to global warming. Due to global warming, the change in the patterns of the climatic zones and the climatic conditions. What is happening there, you know? There is a break in snow glaciers. So that made these bears to go where? After all, it has to feed on the water, or like, you know, penguins or seal fishes. These are the feeding tree for these snow bears. But now all the snow is getting melted. It is breaking down because of irregular patterns in the climatic zones. Where it has to go, where it has to live, students, there is no space available. And you know what, still this is waiting, this white bear is waiting that, oh my dear children, we will have a very good time after this climatic zone changes and it becomes favorable condition. I'll be able to feel you guys. These outside the crashing glaciers grow. These cubs could be the last cubs ever to freely live and roam and wed. You know what? The same thing again, the poetess Medora Chevalier says that in the snow, the same situation which is happening with the tigers, these species also getting outnumbered. They are getting outnumbered and the cause of extinction grows here. Therefore, the number of white bears also became less. There is no space for them to freely roam, mate, and also live. Understood, students? This is all about the second stanza. White bear. Now let us see in the west. So the next stanza, the poetess Medora, she speaks about the west. Let us see. There in the west, the song thrush warbles. She weaves her nest to hold her clutch. A long wait now to find a partner. The eggs are laid, but they're not much. These chicks could be the last ones ever, the last to fly and sing and mate. Our grandchild knows the song thrush never, or will the dream awake, or will the dream awake. Students, this is the third stanza. In this third stanza, here our poetess, she is talking about the birds. Birds in the west. What is happening with the birds really? Students, you know what? There is lots of excessive smoke pollution. We are polluting the earth. Smoke released from factories, smoke released from industries, smoke released from households, smoke released from vehicles. Those are all carbon monoxide everywhere spread into the air. And you know what? The the birds, how can it would be a small species, right? How can they survive, ma? These species, now they are suffering with a disease of the mouth. What is that disease? You know, thrush. There is a white scars in that mouth. Why it is happening here? Because of the pollution world in which the birds cannot sing its song. Because there is no throat now. Even though it is throat now, it is in a bad condition. The birds have no energy to freely roam. You know what? Today, the birds are waiting to find a partner. There is no partner available for the birds. Then how can it mate? How can its population grow? There is no partner available because of the drastic changes in the temperatures, the sunfall, the rainfall, and there are no trees available. The birds are becoming extinct, students. And you know what? It weaves the nest with the holding her clutch, and it waits for its partner for more than days, but it has been waiting still, but there is no mate available for it. How can it mate? Okay, a partner is available now, but even though it got mate with another bird, the eggs which it lays are not that much numbered. A very few, because there is no energy for in that. When there is no energy, it says that there is no food available for the birds. When there is no food available for the birds, how can it would be healthy and give raise to the children? And the children are nothing but chicks. You know what? One day we will know that there used to be birds which used to fly in the air. This would be the talk that goes to with our grandchild. Our grandchild. The grandchild will never know the song thrush of the birds in the west. Birds in the west. This is the horrible pain mark for the birds. Yes, most of the students must have already known that there are no birds that much available. Like some couple of years ago, like when I was in childhood, like 20 years ago, you know what? There used to be so much of crows here and there, flying above our houses, and we can see most of the birds coming onto the trees into the houses, but nowadays no birds are available to see. You can see because of everywhere the air is completely polluted, students, right? So now this is the third stanza, talks about birds. Students, the fourth direction that we have left is south. In south, Medora talks about whale. You know whales? Whales are the biggest creatures on the earth. Biggest creatures on the earth, the planet Earth. What is the biggest creature? Not elephant, not dinosaur. It's a blue whale, students. So let us see the stanza, what it says, okay? Deep in the ocean south, the whale swims. Her song of birthing fills the seas. Thousands of creatures wait the moment. The solemn bird that they will see. This child could sing the final whale song. The last to make the ocean shake. Our grandchild never hears its mystery. Or will the dreamer wake? You know what? In the south far, we talk about the oceans, you know, Mahasamudra. So, in the oceans, you know what? The blue whales and the whale swims. But what is happening today, you know? The whales actually, when it gives birth to its babies, completely the ocean shakes up because of that moment. At that moment, it sings so, yeah, whales attract to the sounds, man. Yes, exactly. You can browse YouTube for that information. Really, aquatic life is so beautiful. But today, what happened to them? There are no blue whales available. The number of blue whales already became extinct. You may ask one question, sir. Like you said that we have cut the trees in the forest and in the northern part of the world, like in the snow. There is no place for the birds, no place for the tigers, no place for the whitebirds. But aquatic life, we don't go there and live, right? We don't take any shelter of the whales. How can you say that? No. Why not, my dear students? Petrol, oil, diesel, where these are being extracted? They're all come from the oceans. Oil rigs. You know about rig? Rigs are digged inside the oceans for many kilometers down, and it spreads the oil. It pollutes the entire ocean. So automatically the aquatic species also become what? Extinct. Oil, if it is, will you be able to drink water in which oil is petrol or oil or diesel or crude oil is being poured? We cannot, right? How can the fishes? The oxygen is present in the air, which is taken by this, fishes and all the aquatic lives. But we have polluted that world also, aquatic world. Then how could these blue whales can survive? You understood what am I talking? Yes, man evil. He has polluted the great oceans. In order to test the nuclear weapons also, every country today, they are making out the research of a nuclear weapon, and they are simply testing the nuclear weapons into the oceans again. You know what? One nuclear weapon completely swiped the life on the country Japan, right? Hiroshima, Nagasaki. That means hundreds of nuclear weapons are being tested by the human beings in the oceans. You know what? We are polluting the world. We are polluting the aquatic life. The same here, Ma. The beautiful moment of giving a birth by this whale is a pleasing moment for all the creatures in the aquatic world. That is also today lost. There is no life is happy. And you know what? The whale species also became less. So what happened? It's a mystery to a man. But you know what? You know the truth. So our grandchild will never know that there used to be a huge creature in the water, that is blue whale. Alright, children? This is the fourth. Fourth. East, west, east, north, west, south. These are the four stanzas explained by Medora Chivelia. Now, in the center, who are there? We human beings. These four center directions are gathered, right? human beings. We all are there, right? We have made our lives here. So now let us see what we are doing now. Okay, let us see. Here in the center, 4 directions gather. The path ahead lead up or down. In this bright new world birthing, is this our waving as we drone? This could be our last true moment. Knowing the truth, our choices make. Our grandchild knows, a grandchild asks, that was the moment. That was the moment. And did the dreamer wake? And did the dreamer wake? Actually, students, whenever I look at the picture of this text of this aquatic life, this all will the dreamer wake, even I feel so bad. Really, we ourselves spoiling up our environment with our own choices. This is what the choice like we are doing, right? We wanted bikes for our faster communication, but you know what? The smoke which is released from the bike, how much kilometers it may pollute. Just imagine. So now Medora Chevalier, she's questioning that. Oh man, did you still be like a dreamer, or will you wake? What choices you are making here? What choices you are making here? What you are doing? This truth is a dangerous truth. Because of our own choices, because of our selfish comforts, we have spoiled our entire world. So this path could lay, she is asking like whether we are waving like we are reaching heights or else we are completely droning down. మనం అసలు మునుగుతున్నామా తేలుతున్నామా అసలు ఇవన్నీ చేసుకుంటూ. Just this woman, Medora Chevalier, she is questioning all the humans. Oh human, at least now you waking. Don't dream. Stop dreaming. Now at least you wake your eyes. Know the truth. The choices we are making out is no good for us. At least now, did the dreamer wake? So this is how it mattered, and the magnificent writing of our Medora Chevalier. Or will the dreamer wake, students? Or will the dreamer wake? This is how this poem, in which the poetess is much concerned about the extinction of animals, pointing all the 4 directions, and in the middle, what act and what good we are doing with these all doing. Like these all activities being done by us, what good we are doing, whether we are reaching the heights or else storing ourselves. What choices we are making out to live ourselves. Are we going to save some environment for our grandchild? Or else our grandchild will never know our future. There used to be, once upon a time, when my grandfather used to live, there used to be tigers. There used to be birds which can fly in the air. There used to be beautiful polar bears. And you know what? The biggest creature of the earth, the blue whale, used to be there in the oceans. Yeah, I used to hear that. But they could never see. Then what is this we are doing here? Students, at least you 10th standard students, whoever learned this all in the dream awake, plant a tree. This is a moral what we are to get it. See, indirectly or directly, we are already spoiling or polluting the environment. So let us correct our wrong deeds. Let us correct ourselves. Be so responsible for the environment. We can do one thing. We can plant trees around our home or inside our home. Okay, students, and you know what? You can nurture it, nourish it, provide favorable conditions to that plant, And you know what? That plant can save animals, and that plant can give shade to the species, micro, whatever, yeah. On a plant, you know what? Birds also make their shelter, and it gives oxygen to us, and also it supplies, it filters the pollution. What are the air filters? Trees. So do this, okay? This is our responsibility. So thank you. Let us thank this great woman poetess, Medora Chevalier. Really, it's a wake-up poem for everyone if we really learn from it. Okay, bye students. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. All will the dream of it. Thank you. Bye.